Hey fam, what's good?
Hey fam, how's it going?
Peace, peace. How was the family doing? Right, family. So the mistakes, you already know what time it is. They're absolutely free. We're not changing them. We're not deleting them because we're too lazy. Well, I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy.
Yes,
That's why.
we are live. We are trying on a Thursday show.
That's right. Live stream is going up on a Thursday.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, like the best shows, one of the best shows will come out on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
If y'all remember Martin used to come on back in the day? Martin and Living Single.
Mm-hmm.
And also, can't forget with Malik Yoba, and I just forgot. New York Undercover.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah, classic. So Thursday night was a classic night for 90s black sitcoms.
That's facts. That's facts. So we bringing that back, and we're gonna be a new sitcom. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, we're not kidding. This is the new sitcom right here.
Right, the new sitcom.
And we don't have. What's the name of the sitcom?
We don't have a name yet, family.
Yes.
We do not have a name. Hey, if you guys have suggestions, let us know. We will be happy to hear from you guys on what we should name this new show, our Thursday night show. Yeah, this is a new show. Hopefully we'll be starting about 5:30 Pacific time.
Improvements in our lives, but some things just have not changed. Are diving straight to it. We're not holding any punches tonight. Let's talk about it. Are black men too emotional, or are black women too angry? Live debates. Now, if you want the smoke, feel free to pull up on the panel and challenge our viewpoint.
That's
if
right.
you disagree.
Or if you agree, you can come on as well. We like to hear from everybody. But yeah, if you do have a difference of opinion, feel free.
Absolutely.
Let us know how you feeling.
We're going to speak on it, family. We got to talk about this because your brother right here is getting triggered. When I go on these YouTube streets, I'm seeing videos after video after video of our men dissing black women. So tonight we're going to ask the question, who is the blame here? Are black men too emotional, or are black men too emotional, or are black women too angry? We hear a lot of blame on the black woman. At least that's what I see.
Me too.
But let me know what you think about this topic, family. Feel free to tackle this. We will allow you to speak your opinion, but please do not jump out the window. If you're a bummerclot, we will kick you in the ass.
Disrespectfully.
Disrespectfully. We'll kick you in the ass disrespectfully. Oh, my bad. I thought she was going to speak.
Okay. You know, and I and you know,
off the get-go. I know I can ball.
Yeah, you know, balls in your court, and I'm gonna feed off of you.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this idea was my idea. I have to admit, this was my topic because this is something that I've been triggered by. I'm looking on YouTube and I'm seeing all these diss videos towards black women. Well, let's see. Let's weigh it out. Is it just the black woman's fault, or is it the black man's fault? Like, what's the situation here? Let us know what you think, family. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'm gonna address the question. And anybody listening online, if you like to go ahead and challenge us on this, you have the freedom to do so. Just know we got some rules over here. Now, are black men too emotional, or are black men too emotional, or are black women too angry? Live debates. That's right. Live debate. We will open up the panel if you want this smoke. Now, when I look at this question, I find truth in both. I know there's a lot of emotional black men out there. Do I got a witness? Hopefully you are not an emotional black man.
Mm.
Now I get it. We all have emotions, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that over sensitive ass black man who can't hold himself, who can't control himself, who wants to disrespect black women. That's what I'm talking about. The one who is whining, the one who complains, the one who gossips more than black women, yet are saying black women are the ones who are gossiping. Black women are the ones who are out of pocket. Black women are the ones who are disrespectful. That's who I'm talking to. So if you fit that description, yes, I'm talking to you.
That's right.
However, there's both. Oh, see, I cut you off. My bad. Maybe I'm being too emotional. I'm mulatto, so I count as black men. I tell you what, I'm not over emotional. Am I emotional? Yes, but respectfully, there's truth in both. Black men, there's a lot of black men, not all black men. Come on, we're not gang goofy. We ain't stupid. There is a lot of black men out there that are not too emotional, but there's a lot of them that are. And some of them, I don't even know if I even feel right even calling them a man. Now, on the other end, are black women too angry? Now, I ain't gonna lie. There are a lot of disrespectful black women out there. Do I got a witness?
That's a fact.
There is truth in that as well. Now, can we make the case? Okay, some of that can be justified. Some of that anger has reasons to justify their anger. We can go back and forth with that. Are black men, are we just like not being patient enough with our sisters and automatically writing them off as soon as they get upset, as soon as they get an attitude? It seems like we have more tolerance towards other women than we do towards black women. Why the short tolerance? Why the lack of impatience? Why the lack of patience with our own women? But when it comes to other groups, we seem to have more patience. But I don't know. This is a very complex question, but truth is both on both. Both of it is true. There's emotional black men, there's angry black women out there, but we already know this. And if you don't know this, you better ask somebody. Not all black women are angry.
That's facts.
I won't even say the majority of black women are angry. Vast majority. I would say the vast majority. Majority, okay, if you say 51%, well, technically that's a majority. What you saying, Jaden? Okay, well, I'm saying this. The vast majority. I'm talking the high 90s, 90% and over. I'm not going to say that 90% and over with black women, 90% and beyond of black women are too angry. I wouldn't say that because what are your facts? Where are your facts to justify that? That's just a claim. That's just an empty statement with no facts to back it up. So like I've said a lot. Here I go rambling again. But let me know what you think about this.
Yeah. So kind of like my husband was stating, there's both, right? It's both. There are emotional black men, just as there are angry black women, right? There's both. And it's something that we need to work on in our community. And we can go into, why we think this is, what are the causes for this being a thing in our community, and how can we prevent it? How can we stop it? Because I think we probably all ran into somebody who was an angry black woman, and we probably all ran into someone that was an emotional black man, right? And
too many.
Yeah,
too many.
It happens quite often, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, why? Why are we seeing this in our community so frequently and so prevalently now, right? And there's all these stigmas, stereotypes, the angry black woman stereotype, and hey, sometimes there's some truth to stereotypes, right? Not always the truth, not across the board, not with everybody, but we got to be honest and call out the truth of the matter. And hey, some of us black women, we can fix our attitudes. And I get it, right? When we talk about causes, hey, maybe she's upset about her circumstances. she's upset about the way that the world is treating her, whatever the case may be. But the thing is that we're not supposed to be walking around angry, right? We're not supposed to be giving people attitude all the time. We're supposed to be a light, as it says in the Bible, right? We're supposed to be a light. We're supposed to be the salt of the earth. So why are we not doing that, right? Why are we not shining our light? You know, it's a shame sometimes when, you know, I see another Black woman and I smile at her and like she turns her eyes away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see a lot of that over here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that where we live.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
You know, and I'm sure you guys see it where you live too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they have a decent amount of Black population, you probably see it.
Yeah.
But it's not just us. I won't just completely
on a Sunday after church.
No, man. let me tell you, right? But anyway, I also think that when it comes to, you know, the emotional Black man, we see that too, right? We see that too, whether it be he's angry, whether it be he's complaining all the time, whether it be he's gossiping more than the women is gossiping. We see that a lot now, especially on YouTube. If you look on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of men out here acting emotional, gossiping on YouTube. Let's just be honest, right? But it's like, why? Why is this happening? Why has this become a phenomenon? And maybe that's something that you and I can kind of get into as far as like, what do we think the causes are and how do we think we could solve as a community? How can we solve these issues so that we can be the light of the world and the salt of the earth?
I don't know. I mean, that sounds nice and all. I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of bummer clots out there.
That's
Black
okay.
men and Black women. There are a lot of bummer clots. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Who is to blame here? Are Black men too emotional or are Black women too angry? What do you think? How would you answer this?
Who's the most is Black women more angry than the emotional men?
Yeah. Who is more? Who is more? Are Black men too emotional or are Black women too angry?
Ooh, now this is a good question. Well, hey, this is what I'm gonna say. As the men want to be the leaders, right? So I would have to put the biggest portion of the blame on the men, right? Because the men are supposed to be our leaders, right? They're supposed to be the community leaders. They're supposed to be the heads of the household, right? And so if you're the head of the household, the whole house is supposed to fall in line with you being the head, right? So something must be going on with the head if the rest is not coming together, right? So I would say I would have to put the majority of the blame, even though there's blame on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be clear. There's definitely blame on both sides, but I would have to put the biggest portion of the blame on the Black men and for being the emotional, so for being overly emotional.
You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that would disagree with you, right?
Oh, for sure. What do you think?
For sure. It's Black men are too emotional. It's not even a tough question. Now, I just want to at least admit that both parties have blame. Absolutely. Both parties, we're gonna have bummer clots everywhere. We're gonna have screw ups somewhere. You feel me? Like it just comes with it, right? You're always gonna have a group of people who shouldn't be doing what they should be doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I will say this. Single Black men, I know that some of y'all who are over emotional, who are too emotional, y'all can't handle a Black woman. Y'all can't handle a real strong Black woman. As soon as you approach her and spit your weak ass game, you talk about her body part and not even give her a compliment on something creative, something that that's something that she's wearing. You're not even taking a second to think about how you're going to approach her. You're going to go over there and talk about how big her booty is, or come here, girl, or hey, come here. That's weak ass game. Hey, come here. Hey,
you.
Hey,
you in the red dress. You.
And then she turn around and give you that crazy look and give you a bad attitude, and then you're going to have the nerve to say, "F you, B. Who's the one who's too emotional?"
Well,
maybe you gave her a reason to be angry. You gave her a reason to be angry because your game was whack. And if your game is whack, I'm talking to you.
Getting goofy. Mm-hmm.
You got no game. We from the land of the game. We from the Bay.
Bay Area.
So we have Give the Gab family. So if this description fits you, go ahead and wear it. And Hit Dog, what?
Hollis.
Hollis.
That's a fact.
Right? And Hit Dog howls. That's right. So yes, there's blame on both sides. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on the black man. It's on the black man. And as a mulatto, as being mixed, being light skinned, I say this out of love and I say this out of realness. Why? Because I love you. There's too many sensitive ass black men out there who want to sit around, talk about what he wants, and just sits on his broke ass.
That's right. That's right.
I had to bring it back TLC.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many scrubs out there. There's too many emotional, weak men. As soon as they get some pushback, as soon as a black woman rejects them or rejects their weak ass game, that should be rejected. That should be swatted at the rim like Mutombo. No, 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 no. Get that weak game out of here.
Mm-hmm.
For that, you want to lose your religion and you want to call her out of her name and say that she's too angry and stereotype her as being too angry when you're the one who is too angry. So yes, it's on the black man. And you made a great point about leadership. Leadership is important. Guess what? Black men, we have to lead. We have to be about leadership. And leadership is not being a bully. It's not somebody just telling, it's not telling your wife or telling your girlfriend what they have to do and just giving orders and they just have to follow. No, it's service. You lead by serving. You lead by example. So men, we're leaders, but we're servant leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the Messiah?
Mm-hmm.
He was a servant leader.
That's right.
So it's not like one is over the other as the man is like it's just this bully and the woman is just subordinate. It's not that. No, we are equal. We're both equal. We're both created in the image of God. You better ask somebody if you don't believe that. And you got some sensitive ass men that will put down women because they believe that they were created in the image of God and that she was not created in the image of God. So already they're mentally messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, they messed up. And we know that they can't control their emotions because as soon as they get rejected, they get mad, they get upset. So yeah, there's a lot of sensitive black men and you just see it on YouTube. Like I see it a lot on my channel. I get a lot of sensitive black men whining. Can I say the B word?
Yeah.
Is that a cuss word? To say the B word?
It's female dog.
I hear a lot of black men bitching and complaining on my channel. And we're talking about topics that you shouldn't be bitching over.
Mm.
And this is the type of stuff that I hear. And it just seems like, I don't know. I feel like we like from another planet or something because we cut from a different cloth. You feel me? Like I come from, at least the energy that I come from, like we don't gossip. Like, man, we don't gossip. We don't talk about another man. We're not going to spend all day on the internet, on social media, gossiping about another man, about what another man did, about what he has, or about what they said. Like, we don't get down gossip. To me, that's weird to me.
That's right.
That's weird energy to me. I don't understand it. I can't resonate with that. We got and a lot of them are black men. So yes, I put the blame on the ones who are the so-called leaders of our community, which is the black man. Now, is there a lot of reasons for the sensitive black man? Maybe we can get into that. What created the sensitive black man? Mm-hmm. Why is the emotional black man? Why is he the one to blame? What has caused that? We can get into that if you like. But I just wanted to say that, yes, both parties are to blame.
Yeah.
But black men, if you want to be the leader, step up, take back what's yours, quit being so damn emotional.
That's right. That's right.
In the words of my pops, sack up.
That's facts.
Sack up.
That's a fact, you know. black men, black black men are needed to create black women, right? And so if our black men are in our households raising their daughters, then they can help with the whole angry black woman scenario, right? Because you're teaching your daughter how she should be acting around others. You're teaching her how she should be acting around men. You're showing her how to act, right? So again, I do would say that it goes back to the black man. Like we said, it's on both. It is on both.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
again, if you are the leader in the household, then you have to take the blame, right? If something goes down with America, who we gonna blame? We're gonna blame the president, right? So at the end of
Not
the
if you're
day,
Republican.
no.
They let him get away with everything.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
I'm not neither. I'm not Republican,
No, yeah.
Democrat. One bird, two wings.
Mhm.
Two wings of the same bird.
Two wings, one bird.
But
for
go
sure.
ahead, though. But yeah, well, unless he's a Republican, then
Yeah, but
unless you're a Republican, if you're a black conservative Republican.
generally speaking, right?
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, you're gonna blame the leader, right? You're gonna blame the one that's in charge, And so technically, I know maybe some black men don't realize this, but technically, you're supposed to be the leaders in the community, right? Now I know things have kind of switched up, and it seems like the women are the leaders in the community, but honestly, that things are kind of out of order right now. If we just gonna be honest, things are a little out of order,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why we're seeing the angry black woman, right? Because and so of course she's not in her best. Sorry about that, family. But yeah, what woman's gonna be in her best environment or in her best state when she's in that much amount of stress? Now, again, yeah, hey, maybe some of that had to do with her choices, and it's true. We black women, we gotta start making better choices. We gotta make better choices when it comes to who we choose to open our legs to. We should not be opening our legs to anybody that's not our husband. Okay. We got to start making better choices when it comes to how we want to move about, right? Because again, even if you didn't grow up, with a present father figure, and I'm sorry if that did happen, but still you could learn how to become a lady, right? Maybe ask other women, married women, hey, how did you go about becoming a wife? How did you go about, becoming feminine, right? If you weren't taught that, right? Because it's important for us as women to still carry that feminine energy, right? That's what makes us attractive to men, right? Because we do have an energy that's different from the masculine male energy, right? We want that feminine energy. And so while I do understand that it seems like a lot of that kind of goes out the window, especially in today's times when you see women, working really, really hard, sometimes working several jobs, going to school, having children, they need that masculine energy to do all that stuff. So then It's like, you just want her to automatically turn that off. And it's like, well, I don't know how that's going to be possible for her to just automatically turn that off when she has all these things on her plate to try to handle. But back to the men, when it comes to the men, hey, maybe they were raised by a woman, a single mother, right? And so maybe some of that rubbed off on them, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It definitely happens. It definitely happens where, they see mom's a single mom, right? They never seen dad love mom. That's the other thing too, with this disconnect, especially in the Black community with the women and the men, some of these men, these emotional men, they never seen their mom being loved, right? They never seen their mom being loved by a man, right? By their husband or by their dad, right? So it's like, it becomes this disconnect with the black man, because maybe he in his head he's like, well, I've never seen mom being loved by a man. I never seen mom being loved by her husband. I've only ever seen mom as a hustler. I've only ever seen mom doing what she got to do to make ends meet. And, when I see mom, she might not be in the best state, right? But you got to understand that if you grew up with a single mom, she had a whole lot on her plate.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, she wasn't able to even give her children her best self, right? Because she had to take care of so much. By the end of the day, she's depleted, right? She's coming home from work, depleted. She got to figure out what food's going to be on the table for you to eat. Unfortunately, some of that like femininity, some of that like nurturingness might not be there, because she's been having to hustle and deal with what's going on in the world and still figure out how to put food on the table and how to put clothes on your back, right? So it's a complex, it's definitely a complex situation, a complex scenario that we got going on. But ultimately, if our men step up and decide, you know what, I'm not just going to be out here sleeping around with this one, sleeping around with that one, but I'm going to find a wife, right? As it says in the Bible, a man who finds a wife finds himself a good thing, okay? So our men can start saying, hey, you know what? I want to find myself a good thing. I want to find myself a wife instead of being out here sleeping with this one and that one. Now you're settling down in that household and you're leading that household. Woo. And you're having children within that household, and you're teaching your sons and you're teaching your daughters how they are to be.
How to do it, how to sound the alarm. That was a lot of free game that she gave, babe. You were speaking on it.
Oh, thank
Absolutely.
You,
and check it. Women can be leaders too. So don't get that twisted. I know you got some sensitive ass, emotional ass black men who say that women can't be leaders. They only belong in the kitchen or washing clothes or cleaning up. That's an emotional black man viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, women can be leaders too.
100%.
But check it. Men, we have to lead. We have to step up. And check it. Women want to follow. Women want to follow a real one.
That's right.
A black woman wants to follow a real black man.
That's right.
A black man that is masculine, that is in control of his emotions. Now, I get it. We are emotional creatures. God made us with emotions. Emotions is a part of the heart. You can't separate logic. Logic and emotions both are included in the heart. The heart both contains logic and emotions. So we do make emotional decisions, even non-emotional black men. Mm-hmm. We all make emotional decisions. It's important. Emotions is an intelligence, to keep it a buck.
That's right.
But we have to step up and be leaders, and we have to create the change that we want to see instead of sitting around and complaining and sounding like you gossiping like a 17-year-old white girl from the valley. Instead of doing that, you need to remind yourself that you still have some, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, grab them. Yep, that's right. If they're still there.
If they dropped.
Or if they haven't been removed. But if you still have, they've dropped. They dropped. Like the 13, 14, like when we go through puberty stage. Yeah, I don't know. Some of them, I guess it just skips. I guess puberty skips some of them.
It never
right?
dropped. It never dropped.
Some of the balls have not dropped with some of these men. But yes, if you forgot that you have them, remind yourself that you still have them. Man up, pray to God, focus on God, and stand up and create the change that you want to see. Now, I get it. You're going to have angry women. You're going to have women that they got some bad attitudes.
Yeah,
they just disrespectful. And, they got trauma too. They got some issues, but that's not an excuse to be a lame ass woman.
That's fact.
That's not an excuse to be an angry ass black woman.
That's fact.
That's not. I'm not justifying, we're just going to make excuses and we're just going to just and just make it seem like, oh, everything that she does is, is a reason for it and it's justified. No, that's not what I'm saying. So don't get my words twisted.
Yeah.
However, the responsibility goes towards the black man, even though both parties, we both need to step up and improve
100%.
and work on our emotions. But yeah, I would say that, yeah, it's on the black man for sure. This topic right here was not a hard one. This was actually pretty easy for me to answer. But I will consider that you brought up some good points, because black men, a lot of us grew up in households where we don't have a father figure, so it's a lack of masculinity, and a lot of the black males pick up the traits, the attitudes, the behaviors of their single black mom who's working hard, who's
being the man and the woman,
who's being the father and the mother and of the household, and also just overworked and stressed out, and sometimes even the mothers take some of their stress out on their children.
100%.
And then you can see the black males like lashing out, especially like whether if it's in sports or in school. You can see that there's times where you can see their attitudes are being, everybody, they're being the one that's making trouble in the classroom, or making trouble on the sports that they're playing, because they're acting emotional, they're imitating their mother. And I think it's important for not just for emotional black men, but y'all definitely need to do this, but for black men in general, we need to get around some black men that are secure, that are masculine, and that love the Most High.
Yeah, 100%.
Because yes, we all have emotions, but how do we handle our emotions? Are we in control of them, or are they in control of us? And when we do that, our community will be a whole lot better than what it's looking like right now. Because right now it almost seems like women are tapping more into masculinity and men are tapping into femininity. It's kind of like a role reversal.
Yeah,
Things are just
switching.
Things are not natural when that happens. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, I definitely would say that, yeah, black men, we need to step up, and I would even say be long-suffering towards our sisters, towards our community, because this is our people that we're talking about. I mean, we got. We need each other. So, okay, she may have an attitude problem, but let's not be so quick to just write her off. Let's see how it plays. Now, if it's something that's just like consistent or something you just can't control, something you can't work with, okay, well then, yeah, on to the next. You feel me? But you got to realize that we all have our moods, we all have our moments, we all do. But let's not put a microscope on the black woman. As soon as she acts up, as soon as she gets angry, oh, it's over. Oh, she's just an angry black woman. Let's not do that. Let's just give some patience towards our people.
Yeah, we have to give ourselves grace. We got to give our community grace. We've been through a lot in our community. The black community has been through some of the worst trials and tribulations known to man, right? So we got to give ourselves grace for sure. And I'm not saying that if you're a black man that you need to just be putting up with somebody walking all over you and treating you like crap. No, don't do that, right? There are plenty of black women that are kind, that are friendly, that will treat a man well. But you got to get out of certain environments to find this woman. Right now, she might not be at the club. She definitely might not be in the hood. She might be in the hood.
No, she might be in the hood.
She might
not be in the hood.
She might not be in the hood.
She might be in the hood. Yeah, she is. My family's from the hood, fam. Yeah, my family's from the hood. Stand up to my family. My family's from the hood.
She might be in the hood, but she might not.
Hey, got shout out to the hood.
But she's likely not.
Or likely so. Your environment, that's a good point though. Your environment really has an influence on your behavior, on your upbringing. But that's what I'm saying. I think black men, we could be a little bit more patient. We need to be we need to long suffer. You gotta remember, it says, what it say in First Corinthians, it talks about love. Love is long suffering,
kind.
But it just seems like we don't have that same patience towards our women. Like as soon as something And so whatever it is, it's just, oh, she's ghetto. Oh, she's mean. Oh, she's an angry black woman. Like maybe she's not. Maybe she's just being a human being. Maybe you gave her a reason to be angry. Have you considered that, sensitive black man?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I kind of, shout out to you in the hood. Look, it was not your fault you was born in the hood. Hey, it's even to this point. Matter of fact,
get yourself out.
No, check this. A lot of people wish they was from the hood. It's come to the point in our community where it's like it's a badge of honor to be from the hood. It's not a badge of honor to be not from the hood. So we got that perspective as well. I know a lot of rappers, they deal with that. It helps your reputation. It helps your brand coming from an area that's tough opposed to, a suburb,
Yeah, for sure. We can change that in the community because why do we, okay, let's just be honest. We know what goes on in the hood. We hear the stories. If for those of us who weren't in the hood, didn't grow up in the hood, we've heard the stories. We know what goes down in the hood. We just gotta be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So we shouldn't glorify it. We shouldn't glorify it. We should glorify getting out of the hood, making it out of the hood, and being better and striving for greatness. Yes.
What will cure the crime rate? The high black crime rate within our community? What will end that? Is for emotional black men to repent.
That's right. That's right.
If emotional black men repented and return to God, we will not have the high black on black violence. Why? Because we will be in control of our emotions. Even if we feel disrespect, it doesn't mean I need to pull out a gun and shoot my brother. If we were in control of our emotions, we will not have the issue of black on black crime. Black on black crime will go away. I mean, it will always be around, but it will decrease in numbers if we were in control of our emotions. So I think this topic, it goes even deeper than just dating, than just black dating.
Mm-hmm.
It goes deeper in just having control of your body.
That's right.
I get it. We're humans. We're going to feel tempted. We're going to want to lash out, but we got to be careful because we got to make sure we fear the Most High God. We got to fear the Most High God over everything. We got to fear the Most High God. That's the beginning of wisdom.
That's
the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God, and that will decrease the crime rate dramatically, ginormously, if that's a word. It is now.
100%.
Ginormously. I'm looking for a fancy word to flex with. But yeah, so this goes outside of just dating. This goes within our just having a community.
Yeah.
I mean, we barely even have one. Do we even really have a community? I'll tell you what, if we have a bunch of emotional black men and a bunch of angry black women, we definitely not going to have no community.
That's facts.
That's not community building 101. That's community destruction 101. Or I should say community destruction 666.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Like my husband said, it's about what we choose to do, right? Because we have the power to make the change. We have the power to change our circumstances, and we have the power to repent, return back to the Most High, and change the way that we're doing things. Now, like my husband said, it's not your fault where you were born, right? So I'm not trying to bash one segment of people. I'm not trying to do that. What I will say is it's harder. It is harder. Well, that's with any culture, right? If you're going to go to the hardest, toughest part of the culture, you're going to see some rough, you're going to see some rough stuff. Like you can't expect for there not to be any damages or any bruises when you grow up in that type of environment. It just is what it is, right? Now, sure, of course, like if you find a woman, and she grew up in the suburbs and her mom and dad was together and they taught her a certain way, well, she might be more easier to get along with. However, it does not mean that the woman from the hood or even the man from the hood are like damaged goods. Because like my husband said, you can give people grace, speak to them, talk to them. Now, hey, if that person is talking to you crazy or whatever the case may be, then you don't have to deal with that, right? You don't have to deal with that. But I think just to write off a black woman or even to write off a black woman who did grow up in the hood, I don't think it's right. I don't think you should just write it off. So I will correct that. Like, it is definitely a possibility to find it. You know what I'm saying? You can find that diamond in the rough 100%.
I think it's a stereotype. I think the black women too angry is a stereotype.
Black women being
Too angry. Yeah, that's a stereotype.
Oh, it's definitely a stereotype for sure. It's definitely a stereotype. Yeah.
We've been around a lot of black women in our lives, a lot of black men, but even the time before I met you, and just being single, like you're gonna get a different reaction just talking to people. But I think it's all about how you approach somebody.
100%.
If you approach somebody respectful, then you can dismiss that whole stereotype. But yeah, there are angry black women. That's what I'm saying. Like I do agree to that to a certain point, but I think it's overblown. Like this whole angry black woman trope, as they're calling it, I think it's just like, man, it's like really created a wave on YouTube. People like making videos on it and talking about it, and they like disrespect black women even more. But are they really realizing what they're doing? When you're doing that, disrespecting black women, you're disrespecting your family, you're disrespecting who you come from, you're disrespecting our community. Like you're disrespecting yourself when you're doing that.
That's right.
So like you come from a black woman.
Half of you come
I'm nuts. You come from a black woman. I'm nuts.
Half of you comes from your mother.
Yeah.
Half of your chromosomes come from your mother. So you got black women in you. Okay.
No,
so
but you got some bummer class that say, "Oh, you only know who your father is."
Well,
so you're 100% your father.
Chromosomes say something different.
You got bummer class. Hey, I come across a lot of those bummer class. Like, oh, you are who your father is, and which gives them more of a reason to date outside of their community because their child is going to be who they are, black.
You know what?
So like that, they're using that as a. Black women are too angry. Therefore, I'm going to get my passport and I'm going to find me a foreign because I'm a passport bro.
Yeah.
You got a lot of those lame ones out there. I'm not saying I kind of am. Well, there's a lot of them. I don't know. I can't put a percentage on it, but there's a lot of lame ones that will go out of their way to disrespect black women. They will go ahead and add fuel to the fire of the stereotype that black women are too angry. That's a stereotype. Are there black women that are angry? Absolutely. Are there white women that are angry? Absolutely. There's angry women everywhere. There's sensitive, emotional men everywhere. But I'll tell you what, black men, we need to step up. We need to take back our families. We need to step up and lead.
Yeah. It's interesting too that like these men, like my husband said, who say like, oh, you're only who your dad is, or whatever the case may be. Well, men are the only ones that have X and Y chromosomes, right? Like women, we just have 2 X chromosomes, right? So you need that X chromosome. Your mom gives you the X, your dad gives you the Y to make you a male. So you literally need both to even be a man. You actually need your mom to come in to give the X chromosome. So, and you need your dad to come in with the Y. So you literally are both, literally. So it is very.
But they can't handle facts because they're emotional. You gotta remember, you're talking to an emotional black man. It's just the facts. You can't let the facts get in the way of his emotions.
Exactly. No,
as they say, you don't want facts to come in. You don't want facts to interfere with a good story.
That's what they're telling themselves. They're telling themselves a good story.
They're almost like another race of people.
Oh, man.
This is with black like so, how do we call them? I don't know. It's bumbleclot. I don't know. Like you just create a category for the emotional.
100%.
It just overreacts, and when I say overreact, it not only just whine and complain, but also be violent as well. You fit that category as well. There's a lot of people like that. People acting like bumbleclots. But I mean, that's our perspectives on it, family. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this question. So how can the emotional black man, So if you don't fit this category, salute to you, we family. But if you fit this category, how can you cause the Black emotional man to remove his tampons? What's the solution to the emotional Black man?
Well, the solution is always going to come from the Bible, right? So our Black men, they need to start getting amongst other Black men who are in the truth, who are studied in their Bible, and they need to start reading their Bibles for themselves. It says what a man is to be in the Bible, right? And if you need some additional help, get around some Black men that you see that's doing well, right? Some Black men you see he's married, you see he's on, he could be on YouTube, he could be, speaking and spitting the word right here on YouTube, right? Don't be afraid to go DM the person, comment on the person, shoot them an email. Hey, man, I like what you're doing. Can you, help me out with this? Because, I'm and it's okay to admit when you need some help, right? We all need some help sometimes. And especially if you were a man who was brought up in that single household with just a mom, there's nothing wrong with being like, I need to get around some males that's actually doing something, that's actually living the type of life that I want to live, right? And then go seek after that and become like that, right? Because, hey, if you maybe if you're staying in your environment, maybe a lot of the men are acting kind of similarly to how you're acting, right? Maybe a lot of them also grew up in similar environments, similar household structures. So you might have to get out of that environment and find a new community, find new people to get around and be like, So that's what I would say. That's a major way that they can help change that.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. For that, you know what time it is, family. Sound the alarm. That's right. Now, the reason why you're too emotional,
Bring it out.
There's something wrong with you. There is something wrong. There's something wrong in your life. It's not going the way that you want it. Instead of working on yourself, instead of looking in the mirror and loving who you are, instead of loving the Most High, God, you want to blame other people. You want to lash out and disrespect other people.
That's right.
Instead of holding yourself accountable, you want to point the finger. And you like to point the finger at the Black woman. Remember that we all come from a Black woman.
That's right.
Society, mankind, humans all come from a Black woman.
That's
Talk
right.
to me.
That's right.
So even if you're not Black and you're watching this,
you come from a Black woman.
You come from a Black woman. So make sure that you put some respect on the Black woman. In other words, respect your elders.
That's right. That's right.
So Black men, we sound all kinds of stupid when we blame all of our problems on the Black woman. When we blame our dating issues on the Black woman, it's not her fault. It's your fault. You can make the changes.
That's right.
You can adjust. You can improve. You can work on yourself. And I hope that you do. There are plenty of Black women out there who are not too angry.
That's right.
Either you're not around enough Black women, or you're not trying to look for a real Black woman. Instead, you want to sit on the couch next to your fast food wrappers and your remote controller with the mustard stains on it and your dirty drawers that's sitting on the couch wearing the same clothes for 7 days.
Oh.
Don't talk to me. You want to sit on YouTube and bash Black women. That's all kinds of stupid.
That's right.
Repent. Work on yourself.
That's right.
And you will find yourself, and you will find a real Black woman, a real one. I get it. There's a lot of lame ones. You got to go through a bunch of lame ones to come across a real one. And also keep in mind where you're meeting these women as well. So I just want to say this, family. I know we was coming with a different energy tonight, but sometimes you got to do that. And we're bringing this out of love. It's because we love you, family. But I get triggered. I don't know about you. I get tired of all the Black women hate. Mm-hmm. It's like you're disrespecting your mom, you dummy. You're disrespecting your grandma. You're disrespecting who you come from. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. But you got a bunch of Black men that just want to sit around and gossip. They want to just be on their social media. They want to act like little 17-year-old little teenagers. Mm-hmm. And they think that's cute. They think that's cool because because they get to connect with other like-minded bumaclots. Mm-hmm. If that ain't gossiping, I don't know what is. We just too real. We ain't got the time for it. A lot of these men are sitting around gossiping and hating on Black women because they ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got no job. They ain't got no ambition. They ain't got no hustle. They ain't got no motion. They ain't got nothing to do. And they don't have nobody to do.
Oh, bring it out. Bring it out. Yeah, that's a fact. That is 100% a fact. Yeah. Listen, you can't be blaming somebody else for your issues, right? I mean, what's done to you, what happened to you in the past, it happened to you in the past, right? If you need some healing from that, seek the Most High. If you need to, seek counseling, therapy, whatever the case may be, to get over that and realize that the ball is in your court, right? You have control over your life. You have control over your circumstances, right? So a lot of times when you're looking to blame somebody else, it's because you're not healed, right? You're trying to search for somebody else when the reality and the truth of the matter is it's you. Every single time you look in the mirror, it is you. You determine your reality, right? So with that being said, you can change your reality, right? Now, if you're thinking, hey, every time, I approach a Black woman, she seems angry. Well, how are you approaching her? Maybe you're not approaching her the way that you need to be approaching her to get a different response, right? And also, hey, check your environment. What environment are you trying to approach her in, right? Is she with her girls having a good time? That might not be the greatest time to approach her, So I think that there's ways that as a man that you can go about the situation right, and get better results. Now, for my ladies, this does not absolve us from the stuff that we do because we know we got some stuff that we need to work on as well, right? The attitudes, the being angry, and also chasing after the wrong type of men, right? Those type of men, the bad boys, the ones that is not looking for marriage, they're not looking to settle down, but those are, the popular ones. Those are the ones that look the flashiest. Those are the ones that you want to run after. And then when they burn you, now you want to be mad and be angry at all the rest of the men that come your way. Well, it's not the rest of the men's fault, right? You chose to go after someone that you knew wasn't really available, right? His actions were not showing you, hey, he wants to settle down. He wants marriage. That wasn't his actions, right? So we as women, we got to have discernment, right? We got to have discernment when it comes to who we're choosing to be our partners, and especially who we're choosing to have children with, right? We can stop a lot of these issues immediately if we start getting our standards back up as women, right? We can be like, nah, I'm not sleeping with no man that is not marrying me. I'm not sleeping with no man that's not coming correct, right? You could just simply do that, and that would help. That would solve a lot of the issues, right? So I think as women, there are definitely things that we can work on. We also need to seek the Bible and see what it says that a woman should be like, right? And also too, if we need counseling, because I know a lot of us have been through things, right? And things are tough, right? So if you need counseling, therapy, do it, right? Do the work, because just as we said for the men, same applies to the women. Your outcome is based on your own actions, right? You have control of your life. You have control over the things that you choose to do. And so we as women, we got to hold ourselves accountable too, right? Yes. Do we give men majority, or do we give men the bigger portion of the blame? We do. However, that doesn't mean that we women are innocent, right? Because let's just be honest, we all know that girl, and hey, sometimes that girl might be us, but we all know that girl who is chasing after the dude that already got 3 babies mamas, and you think you're going to be number 4 and you're going to change him. Girl, that's not the one. That's not the one. He already showed you 3 previous baby mamas prior that he didn't marry. Why do you think all of a sudden he's going to change for you? I know you think you're special, but it's not on you. It's on him. That's who he is. You go find the man that wants the same things you want, that wants marriage, that wants to settle down, that wants the family, right? That's what we as women have to do.
Because when you do that, you become the angry Black woman.
Man, that's facts. When you go chasing after Ray with 3 baby mamas, yeah, you're going to be angry.
You're going to be angry.
You're going to be angry.
Yeah, it's like chasing a fantasy. Like, oh yeah, you really going to change them? Yeah, I know it's like a little bit off topic, but honestly, it's a little off, but it's still on. Yeah, it's like toward the outskirts. It's it's like almost like you got downtown that's in the middle, then it's like towards like the city, like I guess like where all the plants are at. Mm-hmm. It's like it's still in the ballpark, but it's like on the outskirts. But it's actually a good point that you make, because of going through relationships that did not work out. You're chasing something that you shouldn't, and so like running across disappointing relationships after man after man after man, it's going to cause a woman to be angry. Mm-hmm. And that's why she's so upset, because she's looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
She's looking for love with all the wrong people. Mm-hmm. So it's going to lead to that disappointment. And I thought that was beautifully articulated by you. And absolutely, yeah, Black women, Black men, we have to hold each other accountable. This message was out of love, family. We had to turn up, though. We have to, because YouTube, I see a lot of Black men turning up on Black women. Sorry about that, family. You have to have a relationship with God, and it has to be a part of your life. It has to be a part of your culture. It has to be a part of you. Just like, hey, if you listen to hip hop, living the Bible has to be a part of you, like listening to hip hop. Mm-hmm. It has to be something that you do. It's something that you live. It's something that you practice. It takes practice. And I encourage us to return back to biblical principles, Torah principles, and learn who we are, family. And that's going to curb all of that. And Black men, you will realize that we have a responsibility to remember. I'm going to leave with this gem. The Hebrew word for male is zakar, zakar, zakar. What does that mean? It means to remember. It means to remember. It comes from the verb, the Hebrew word zakir, which means to remember. So literally, the word male in Hebrew means to remember. As a black male, as a child of God, we have the responsibility to remember. To remember what? The covenant that we entered in with God. We must remember the teachings of God. That is what we have to remember as males. And like when you read the Bible, it almost seems like it's just speaking directly towards men all the time. It kind of seems that way when you read it. And there's plenty of times where it is addressed to men. It's addressed to everybody, but it's almost like it's speaking specifically to men. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because as men, we have to make sure that we hold it down for the community, that we keep the community together, and that we lead. We lead out of love. We lead with service. Mm-hmm. So that's why it comes off that way. It's not that the Bible is biased and favors men. No, that's junk. That's a hunk of junk. No, the reason is because men be forgetting. Black men be forgetting. Wow. And in case you didn't know, the Bible is filled with black men. The Israelites were black. That's right. So this message is for us. And if you like some receipts on that, if you like some more information on that, feel free to check out my channel, Jaden Israel. And I'm going to leave with a shameless plug.
Yeah, that's beautiful, baby. That's beautiful. Amazing points. 100%. Yeah. Our men, I know that as a whole, our men can be the leaders again, not only just the leaders of our community, but the leaders of the world, right? At one point, we were the leaders of the world, and we can get back to that. But like my husband says, it starts with repenting, turning from your ways and returning back to God, returning back to the Most High, digging in your Bible, reading it. Like my husband said, a lot of the Bible does seem like it's addressed to men, and there is a reason for that, right? Because as the men go, the women go. If we just gonna be honest, women do follow men. Women follow men. You can see it in the rap style, right? Soon as men start rapping a certain kind of way, here come the women rapping the same similar type of way. So as the men go, the women go, right? So I think as men, if you fall in line the way you're supposed to, the women's gonna have to fall in line the way they're supposed to, right? Because the women are gonna be wanting that good man, okay? They're gonna be wanting the good man, the man that's treating his wife right. And so they're gonna be like, hold up, wait a minute, let me see what I need to do so I can get with a man like that, right? So, our men are supposed to be, they're supposed to be the foundation of our households, for real. So I think once our men start doing that, we're going to see a major shift in the community, a positive shift in the community, and a shift that we really need and we want in the community. And one of the reasons why we have this channel, one of the reasons why we've started our second show is because we want to see a positive change in our community. Yeah. And so, we might have to go through some harsh topics. We might have to say some things that might hurt a little bit, but just know that we're doing it out of love. We're not just trying to bash either side, because we got love for our Black men. We got love for our Black women, and we got love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We love everybody here on this channel. So if you're not Black, you're still welcome, right? But we're just trying to help our community out because, we see the statistics, right? We see how things are going and we want to change that, right? And we know that we can change that, and we know that things can be better for our generations to come. And so that's one of the reasons why we're here. So
also to debunk the lies too. Speak against the lies. Speak against the tropes that's been pushed on YouTube. It seems like, man, they get a lot of attention too. Mm-hmm. So we're here to speak out against that. Somebody got to do it. We got to do it, family. We got to speak collectively against that. So yeah, we got love for everybody, like you said. That was beautifully said. But Black men, remember that male means remember. We have to remember who we are. We have to have knowledge of self. We got to know where we came from. And I think a lot of emotional Black men don't even have a clue, but it's okay. We got answers if you want them.
That's right. So we hope you all join us next time. And also, family, this is where you can come on and Speak to Us Live. We are live, so feel free to join us next week on Thursday. And yeah, we're going to be going live. Let us know your guys' opinions. You can come on the platform, speak to us, give us your opinion. We'd love to hear from you all.
All right. On that beautiful high note, family, it's time for us to get up out of here.
That's right, because we got things to do.
Yeah. I'm hungry. It's just about that time. About that time. We'll get us some dinner and get ready for the next day. But family, we have to say this. We love you, fam.
Yes, family.
Black man, black woman, emotional black man, angry black woman. We love you. We love you.
We love you, family. Until next time, this is Jazz.
And I'm Jaden. Peace.